I'm Julie Pace in Washington, where President Barack Obama just wrapped up his first State of the Union address, and I'm joined by my AP colleague, Phil Elliott. So we've been talking about this for a couple of days at the White House. This was the speech where Obama was supposed to come out and say, "Hey, America, when it comes to the economy, I get it."
And we got it, 69 minutes worth. The president hit a whole laundry list of things, pivoting from jobs to the health care debate, hit the economy, talked about foreign policy, talked about domestic policy. He talked and talked and talked a lot. This was his effort to reconnect with voters who have tuned out the president after his first year. This was his way to reassure them.
Basically, half of this speech was dealing with the economy, and we did get some specifics in there, but it was almost a mix of the message and the substance.
There was a whole lot of rhetoric on the economy. This was his effort to say, you know what, voters, I get why you're frustrated. I get why you're scared. I mean, this is an economy that was at the brink a year ago. It's not at the brink anymore, but that's not a winning message for the president as he heads into the 2010 midterm elections.
We also heard a lot about health care. He made a commitment to stay in the course on health care, but we didn't get the actual plan going forward.
I mean, the Obama administration has never laid out a plan. They've laid out broad goals, what they want to see accomplished in a bill. We still don't have a White House bill. We have a House bill and a Senate bill. Those are moving closer together, but it remains unclear what the final outcome of health care is going to be, and Obama needs a victory on that if Democrats are going to hold on to the House and Senate.
So obviously, health care, jobs is a big issue, but then at the end of this 69-minute speech, we had the "oh, by the way" laundry list of issues. What were some of the things that stuck out for you in that list?
What stood out to me was the president's commitment to fighting global AIDS and poverty, building on the Bush administration's work with PEPFAR. Also standing out was his commitment to work with Congress to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the Clinton-era policy that bans gays and lesbians from serving openly in the military. That said, it was 38 words of a epic 69-minute speech.
And a standing ovation.
And it did get a standing ovation. There were 88, I believe, standing ovations for the president in this speech, for a speech that actually was notable for what it left out. He didn't use the word Pakistan at all during the speech, despite Al-Qaeda's growing influence there. He didn't talk about the Arab-Israeli conflict that has vexed this White House. And he didn't talk about Guantanamo Bay, the detention facility in Cuba he vowed to close within 1 year, and that simply hasn't happened.
Pretty big shift from some of the State of the Union speeches we've seen in the past few years, which really focused heavily on foreign policy. This was just sort of a small section of this speech.
It really was, but voters want to talk about the economy and jobs. Millions of Americans are out of work, and people are going to vote on their pocketbooks and their kitchen tables in this fall elections.
And we'll hear Obama talking about the economy tomorrow when he heads down to Florida. There are stops in Maryland and New Hampshire right after that. Phil Elliott, my colleague at the AP. I'm Julie Pace in Washington.